Hey everyone, it's the end of February now, and here are a few jobs that we've been doing lately. This is our chilli setup, and as you can see, this was just for them to germinate, and they've gone pretty crazy. So it's time to put them on. The reason we know that is because they've all got a second pair of leaves. So they've got their seedling leaves and then some adult leaves on the way. And this means they've got loads more room to then grow. So let's put them on. Oh, and one more thing. We have got our little disco light, grow light, which just gives them a little top up to make sure that they can photosynthesize, well, to their full extent. So these are our chilies and peppers that we've been growing. They've been on a heat mat to help germinate them, so they just sit in cold compost because as it's winter at the minute. So they've been on a heat mat, and above them they've had that grow light which I showed you. So it's time to put them on now. You can see they're getting quite leggy, and also they all have a second pair of leaves. So if we come in close. So if you have a look, you can see, for example, this is a good one. So it's got the seedling leaves, which is its first leaves it puts out, which are just a bland pair. And then after that, it's got its adult leaves coming through as well. So now that they've all got some adult leaves, even if they're just coming through, we know that it's time to put them on now. I've got 3 varieties. Some have done well, some haven't done so well. So if we start on the left, we've got habanero, which is a hot variety, which will be nice in curries and things. We've got padron, which will be nice in chilies. It's more of a smoky flavour and grows really well for us. And then we've got a sweet pepper, which I actually haven't had any luck with in the past, but I'm going to keep on trying and try a different way, and we'll see how they do. Okay, so I've got a small pot here, but it'll be happy in here for a little while. What I'm going to do is just fill it with some multi-purpose peat-free compost, quite loosely at the minute. And then what I'm going to do is get my little tool and just gently tease out this plant, holding on to its little baby leaf, trying to bring out as much of the root as possible. There we go. I'm just going to get rid of some of that. It's a bit too much. Just delicately pick off some of it spare. And then with the other end, just going to rest him down there a minute. On the other end, I'm going to make a little hole for him and pop him in that hole, nice and deep, and cushion him in. So this is why I did it loose, because now I can make that hole quite easily and now press it in, making sure that it's going to have nice contact with its leaves. And then just a little top up around the edge. Ooh. A little top around the edge, just so it's nice and cozy. Right, that's one down, and we've just got a few more to do. So here's the finished article. We've got the sweet peppers there in a pot together. We've got the padron peppers in another pot. These are the ones that we're going to be using. And then some more peppers for our friends. Again, these are padron. And then the habaneros at the end. They're the ones that didn't do as well. One of the things I've noticed is how much the chard has grown. This is one of the Swiss chard. What you can see is out of the bottom of the pot, its roots are now starting to poke through. So that means it's a great time for it to be potted on, and then hopefully it will grow a lot bigger and we can start actually harvesting it. You could eat these leaves now in like a little sandwich or whatever, but I'm hoping to get them to be a bit bigger. So we've got 6 of these, all different colours. We've got red ones, and we've got some with more kind of pinky stems. They're a bit smaller. and some with yellow stems. Again, these are quite small, but the ones that are big, these two red ones, we're going to put on today. So I've got these pots here, which are slightly bigger than the pot they're already in. So I'm just testing that out. So I know I want to add a little bit of soil compost at the bottom. I've got a multi-purpose peat-free compost because it's important to look after our peatlands. We love going to them on walks, so we should certainly be protecting them. They've got great wildlife and things. So I'm just going to measure to see if that's about right. That is about right. So I'm just going to up-tip him, give him a little squeeze. Set that in there. And then feel around in the gaps. Make sure it's completely filled in. We don't want the roots to be hitting air. We want them to be in compost, in contact with compost when they grow out, so they can get nutrients, survive and get water. We have overwintered these in the greenhouse, just so they're first of all protected from birds, including our own if they make a break for it, but also they're going to get a head start compared to the plants outside. I think he's going to be happy with that. Scoop up some of this. So all it needs now is a little water and its friends to join the mix. That's the before and after. This pear beside me is a conference pear which we got in winter, just a few weeks ago. I love it, but one thing I do notice is that we've got quite a crowded centre. And although these are the two tallest branches, actually I want it to focus its energy on these three, because then we're going to have a nice open goblet shape, and then we're going to have lots of light coming in, lots of air flowing through, which will really help the pears to grow and ripen and reduce the chance of risk of disease. So this is going to be quite straightforward. Just as one cut here, which will then put all that energy into these other three. So we'll just make the cut now. So we've got a sharp, clean pair of secateurs, straight off like that. And now it's going to be able to focus all its energy into these three branches, and it's going to be a really great framework for fruit development in a few years' time. So yeah, that's it. We've just got to watch it grow now, and hopefully it will fruit in the years to come. This area behind me doesn't do very well with lawn. It's got a lot of foot traffic. It's at the bottom of the hill of our garden, so it's pretty bad drainage. And it's also shaded by this quite large tree from all the year round. So it would probably be better to make it a small little brick area, but that's quite expensive. What I have got is some grass seed. So what I'm going to do is just aggravate the top of the ground a bit, spread the seed with some sharp sand to help with the drainage so I can see where it is, and watch it grow. It's a good time of year to do it now. Our nighttime temperatures are sticking around 7-8 degrees, so really mild. It's the middle of February, but it's still really mild night times, so that'd be fine to have it germinate. And we don't have any people coming around for a few weeks. We guess we love hosting people, but obviously we don't want them to feel like they can't walk onto the grass. So by the time that they do come around in a month or so's time, it will hopefully have germinated and be going pretty strong by then, so we won't have to worry about it too much. So yeah, let's get to work. So the first thing to do is just to scarify up the ground a little bit, just so that there's space for the seeds to get into. trying to help keep people off the mud. Well, keep me off the mud anyways. We'll have to use a different route for the time being, which is fine, we'll do that. I've got my sandy grass seed mix. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to spread it evenly around. Let's have a little look at that. So you can see the sand has really helped to show where the grass seed is. So what I'll do now is just rake over it some more and tread down on it, just to make sure that there's really good contact between the seed and the earth underneath. And that's that. And that's that. So I'll leave that now, let it germinate over the next few weeks, and fingers crossed we'll have a bit of grass there again. So yeah, watch this space. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you next time. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah.